Hey guys, Mikkel here. Thanks for everybody who watched my market video for March of this year. So I figured I'd shoot another one for April, kind of give you guys an idea of where our real estate market is at and some insight into where we may be headed in the future. So first thing that we look at right here on the screen, what's our median sales price? Half the homes sold for more than that, half the homes sold for less. Right now, 615,000, and you can see that on a monthly basis, this is the highest we've ever been. Ties our previous high of 615 from May of 2022. We got there a month earlier in the season this year, doing this in April at 615. So if you had bought last year in April, great. You probably made some money on your house right now. We're seeing appreciation around, 5.5% year over year, based on that median sales price. And you can see month over month, we have been going up every month this year so far. I do expect this trend to continue, and I'm going to show you some other stats that we look at that kind of support that as well. Next thing we're going to talk about then is going to be supply and demand. So when we talk about supply, we look at it as how many homes are on the market. So at the end of April, we had 707 single-family residences for sale in Reno and Sparks. This number represents an almost 23% decrease year over year from where we were last year, but it's actually up a little bit from where we were last month. We generally would like to see this number, over 1,000, maybe even twice as high. Gives buyers more options, a little bit more competition out there in the marketplace as well. So the big thing to take away from this is, hey man, we have a pretty low supply. It's not our lowest. Obviously, you can tell, in other places, other times of the year, January of 2021, everybody knows what was happening then. Things were going super fast. 266, definitely not much supply. But here, hopefully we're going to see this continue to go up. The important thing to know is that our supply is a little bit depressed. So we're going to switch gears and we're going to talk about demand. We measure that in two areas. First one we're going to look at is pending homes. So these are homes that have come onto the market, they've accepted an offer, and they're looking ready to close, usually within 30 days of going under contract. We'll see about 90% of these actually close and record with the county, but this is a good way that we measure our demand. Buyers are putting offers in. So we've got 552 homes in contract in Reno Sparks at the end of April. This is an almost 11% increase from where we were last year at this time. And you can see month over month, we've continued to climb every month this year. So our demand is increasing. The other way that we look at this is, hey, what is actually sold? And once again, up every month this year to the point where we're at now, 437 single family homes closed in April in Reno and Sparks, 15% increase year over year, and increase every month over month since the beginning of this year. So, like I said before, our supply is kind of depressed, but our pending and closed sales, our demand is increasing. And that's why we're seeing an increase in that median home price, because we know that if we have limited supply, but demand remains high, it's going to push prices higher. So big rocks, what does this all mean? I get asked a lot, hey, are we in a buyer's market? Are we in a seller's market? Well, based on all the matrices that we just looked at there and our month supply of inventory, this is the big rock. We're in a seller's market. So sellers are going to have, in most cases, some built-in leverage in the negotiation process. Not always, but overall, we can say that's probably true. If this number is over 3, 4, 5, then we're going to be a little bit more balanced. 6 or higher, we're going to be in a buyer's market where they're going to have leverage built in. So the important thing to know is, hey, we are in a seller's market. Does this mean it's a bad time to buy? Not necessarily. It does depend on you specifically and your unique situation. Is now a good time to sell? Once again, same thing. You do have some market forces working in your favor there on the sell side, but there's a whole lot of other things that go into this. If you are curious about how these numbers affect you, whether you're buying or selling, or what this looks like for your specific zip code, your specific part of town, give me a call. Let me know. Let's set up a time to talk. Hopefully you guys got, a little bit of information about this out of this video. And like I said, any questions, give me a call. Love to work with you and let you know how this affects you. Have a great day.